Tommy, that was hard work, wasn't it? Great 3
game.
points.
Great game. I think it's the toughest test we've had. But I thought we deserved to win the game, despite they've missed a penalty. We haven't saved it. They've missed a penalty, but we've had opportunities to have put the game to bed on numerous occasions that we just didn't do, and that will bite us on the backside if we're not careful. So we've been told that. But listen, we've played 2 teams in 3 days that on Friday were first, second, and third in the league. We're still in where we were, and neither of them were where they were. So from that point of view, it's a fantastic 3 days, but it's gone. And we won't be crowing about it. We won't be looking at anything outside of listening to what I got to tell them on Thursday, and we go to Gloucester looking to try and carry on what we're doing.
But it was a totally different test, wasn't it?
Yeah, we knew that. We knew they posed a bigger threat for the whole 90 minutes than what we faced on Saturday. They're not one-dimensional. Banbury. Gary's got them well organised. He's got them with their tails up still from last season's successful campaign. And everybody I've spoken to have said they are one of the teams that have given them the toughest tests, and I can say the same thing. It's credit to them. They've had a very good goal. I'll have to look back at it, but the way they scored their goal, the one that they did score, I'm really disappointed with, because we had a hell of a lot of people between the ball and our goal, and there was a long distance, so they've gone a long way. So I'll have to have a look at that. But my mind's spinning at the minute because there were so many incidents at both ends of the pitch. But what I do know is we still would have, I think 4-2 or 5-3 might have been a better scoreline, a fairer scoreline, but 3-1 will do me.
The big man with a couple of goals, and he was awesome in all respects, wasn't he, Josh?
No, in my opinion, I didn't think he defended particularly well on occasions against something that I feel that he needs to work harder. He knows that, but he puts his head on the block and he puts his body in the line. He defends like that well, but we can defend better, including Josh, when people are in a position where he's got them comfortable and all of a sudden he hasn't. That's how the penalty comes about on the other side of the pitch. That's how the double save comes on this side of the pitch. So no, I'm not completely happy with everything I saw, but I'm delighted with the 3-1 win.
Well, let's talk about the double save, because how on earth
I don't know, he
keep that out?
Well, he was lying down for the second one. I don't know how they didn't score, but at the end of the day, he's a great goalkeeper. It's as simple as that. The lad's had a great career in the game, and he's still churning it out for us week in, week out. If we don't defend correctly, he has to do that. So you're telling me Josh Coulson was brilliant. Well, why did he have to make them 2 saves?
Just a little part of the problem, maybe. Not to detract from his 2 goals.
No, of course. I mean, look, if he's not doing great that end and he pops up there with 2, I'll take that as well. At the end of the day, we knew we were going to be a bigger threat than them at set play. Whereas on Saturday, we knew Darlington were going to be as big a threat as us at set play. So I'm delighted to have scored from a couple, because we work hard at them. It's not just as they do. If you look, they don't always just put the ball in the box. They've got patterns that they'll play short from, as we do. But we just felt that I'm not telling them what to do. They're weak in that area. So we exposed it, I thought.
As you say, though, there were opportunities for you to put the game to bed before they got the goal. Yeah,
I mean, just off the top of my head, I can think of 4 or 5 really good opportunities. Maybe he's not there. I mean, Josh has had a good chance in the first half. I thought Jordan Ponticelli broke away brilliantly. If he'd let the ball go a fraction of a second earlier, Josh Barrett gets a tap in. Goldie somehow missed from a yard when there's nobody in the goal. There's 3 off the top of my head, and that, but ultimately they had chances as well. Like I said, they've given us a real good test. But at the end of the day, football is about winning football matches, and we've managed to get it done again.
And as you say, 6 points against 2 of the side who were around you, and still are.
Yeah, and I expect both of them to carry on taking points off a lot of teams, and the games that when we play them at their place will be as tough an encounter. So, like I said, both Alan and Gary have got their team set up the way is best for them, and they work hard at what they do, and you can see that because of the way they played the 90 minutes.
So it's an away day next. The comforts of home have gone, so it's another challenge of a different sort.
Yeah, I mean, since the new manager's gone in there, he seems to have turned it around. I haven't looked at any scores or haven't heard any scores tonight, but he's had a good little run. So there'll be a different proposition. They were struggling before he went there. Obviously, that's why the manager's changed. But it's up to us now to get our homework done. We've obviously had them looked at, and we'll have a game plan come Thursday when we come back into train. And we go down there, hopefully trying to keep this run going. They lose once every now and again, we win 5 in a row. It's brilliant.
It's good to keep on the toes, though, isn't it? If you're winning, but you're still not happy.
Well, I think, like I said to you on Saturday, if you stand still, you don't stand still, you go backwards. You've got to push on. We can improve. We can improve in certain areas of the park. We can improve in personnel. You know, football's a fluid thing. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to win football matches, and that's what we're doing. And we're doing that because the standards we set in training and the preparation will never drop. Well, I'm the manager and this is my staff, so the players have to stay with that, and they know that. Look at Goldie, he's not started the last 2 games, he's still our top scorer in the group. People go, well, I'm crackers. Well, yeah, well, probably am crackers, but you know, we're using the squad the best we see fit. He's played, since I've come to the club, I think he's only missed about, including the 2 that he's just not started, I think he's only missed about 4 games, and I'm pushing on towards 50 games. So from that point of view, you know, he's deserved his rest, but he'll be let loose on somebody shortly, and I hope he's chomping at the bit to get back in and staying in the side.
Okay, and just finally from me, the crowd, another over 1,000.
Was it? I didn't hear.
1,250.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because that is probably 1,175 are probably ours, which is brilliant on a Tuesday night when there are plastic football matches on the telly and everything else. This is real football, and the people of the town deserve a pat on the back for coming out. I just hope they keep telling their mates and their friends and their families and their kids, come and have a look. It's a great night out, it's a great day out and to watch us, and the atmosphere around the place is brilliant. You can see it, you know, we're not showboating at all going to say thank you to the fans. We genuinely are really happy to see them happy, and that's what we want to do. And I've just said to the lads, look, like I said, we're not going to crow about it. You're not see anybody tweeting or fleeting or whatever they do these days on that Instagrams and stuff. We won't be doing any of that, and don't worry that the club don't either, please, because it's not my position to shout and bawl how good we are. It's for other people to tell us how good we are, and we won't be tweeting and putting things on our club websites about how well we're doing. Trust me, if it do, whoever does it will be gone.
A lot of teams that have been relegated talk about relegation hangover, but it seems to me from day one, the graph or whatever you want to call it has gone up. You haven't had that relegation hangover much.
I've never had a hangover in my life.
Yeah, I believe that.
Weirdly,
I really believe that.
Weirdly. But anyway, ultimately, I think that because we were accepting, although when I say accepting, we were aware it was going to happen, because it became tougher and tougher towards the end of the season, and we started preparing well into the sort of last 8 or 9 games. By then, we'd brought Josh Coulson, Cameron Hargreaves in on loan. Theo Ollie Scott had joined us. We were just talking about this earlier, actually. I was looking at the team that I picked on the 10th of December against Dover here to the team that we finished with and the team we have now. And the metamorphosis of them group is absolutely astonishing. People mightn't remember, but I do. I remember what my bench was on the Dover game, and like I said, it was quite astonishing because there were certain players back then injured that I didn't have available, like Ross Barrows, Tyler Denton, Ken Charles, Cal McFadden, all lads now who are part of my group. You know, so from that point of view, there's been a lot of changes. So it's just been subtly changed, I think, because we were competing as well as we were in the National League in that last sort of quarter of the season, if you like, but our record would have stood up against most teams, if I'm being honest. There wasn't need for absolutely massive changes. So the mindset and the process of how we wanted to play was starting to get eked into the group that we had at the end of the season. And I'm delighted that they've all bought in. People like the captain, AJ, you know, the goalkeeper, they all re-engaged, and that's recruitment as far as I'm concerned. I can tell you now, the skip had an opportunity to go to somebody else in the same division for a lot more money, but he wanted to play for Kings Lynn. Well, I forced him to play for Kings Lynn from America, funnily enough. But anyway,
Long distance.
Yeah, via long distance on a FaceTime call. That's what it was. Yeah. So people like Josh Coulson had options. He didn't have to come back here, but he'd sort of found a place where he, like he said himself, made him smile again playing football. And at the moment, it's all going great, but and there is a but, there will be a bump in the road, or many bumps in the road. We've just got to make sure we stay solid, we stay together, and we stay in-house as far as I'm concerned. And at the moment, everything's going okay.
So what, you keep them on their toes? Because like you you said on Saturday, if you keep going this way, people are catching you up.
Yeah, no, I think we have to improve. We have to improve in certain things. If it's clinical in the end of the pitch when we're up there, it's that, score more goals. If we're conceding a goal, why we conceded a goal? Stop conceding goals. So that's on the pitch, but off the pitch, I've got my eyes all over the shop to see, is there anybody about that I think would improve our group? And if there's somebody comes in improve our group, then unfortunately somebody will come out of the team. That's just football. That's what I mean about standing still.